Yeah. Well, talk about kind of after this battle then takes place, like what does this mean now for William Henry Harrison and for Tecumseh?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's so much history here, as you know, that Harrison, well, in the course of the Battle of Tippecanoe, after it, Harrison burns Prophetstown, the whole town, and this is while Tecumseh's away. But Tecumseh quickly rebuilds his coalition, and and Harrison is, kind of reassumes his governorship, and at that point, you know, things are getting tenser and tenser between Tecumseh and Harrison. But just then, the War of 1812 breaks out, and Harrison immediately tries to get himself appointed like the head of the forces in the Northwest. And meanwhile, Tecumseh, who's been talking to the British in Canada for some time, makes a formal alliance with the British in Canada, based at Fort Malden, which is across the Detroit River from Fort Detroit. And and some of the really cool stuff that happened that we don't really hear about. I mean, as you know, the War of 1812 does not figure large in the American popular consciousness. It's like kind of what happened. Well, the Capitol got burned, and there was the Star Spangled Banner lyrics. That's about the two things that people know.
Yeah.
And
It's
yet, on the Western frontier, a lot was going on that was really important. And so, one of the things that I think is so cool is that, of course, the British had taken over Canada from the French, and you had all the voyageurs up there, and you had all the trading canoes, the big those huge birch bark canoes, and so there was an extremely fast communication system up in Canada, through the Great Lakes by canoe. And so, Madison and Congress declare war of, like, I don't know, it's June 17th or something of 1812, and it takes weeks for the word to get out to to the to the U.S. frontier, but it races up the message that the U.S. has declared war on Britain, races by these giant voyageur canoes out to Great Lakes and up to all the way to Lake Superior and Lake Huron, and there's the kind of primary American fort there is at Mackinac Island at the head of those two lakes, and there's a British post nearby. But the British get word that the U.S. has just declared war on Britain, and so the Britain forces combine with Indian forces, and they do a secret midnight attack. They never even fire a gun because there was no hope for the Americans on Fort Mackinac. So Fort Mackinac falls, and that's the first British U.S. post to fall in the West. Soon after that, Tecumseh and a British general, Isaac Brock, who's a very